So I am going to give you a little background of how this video started. You all remember there was a guy who has been going around saying that, he doesn't want to talk to white people about, coming out to stand out for everybody, that it's only black men that can stand out for everybody, right? So another white man made a video saying that why are white people scared of talking to one another? So a black woman asked in the comment section that why is it that they are always very, very scared to talk to themselves about what is going on. And then she said that I think they are more scared of not being able to drink beer with them anymore, or too afraid to cut ties with their racist family and friends. See, everything she said is 101% correct, because there is a story I told you where I was commenting about how these people operate. They will tell you that they will, how do black people, how do I help you people get, make this burden lessen for you and all that. And you tell them, go and do the job. And then they will start telling you, I want to do the job, but I do not want my family to know that I am doing the job. I do not want my friends to know that I am doing the job. So who do you want to talk to? You know how rich this your family is. Go and start with them. Start with your friends. Then you can come to people you do not know. You are a liar. Let's get into this video.
Oh, this is the question right here. I'm going to jump into this. A phenomenal question. First thing that comes to mind is I think a lot of white people see how their family, friends, coworkers react to people that are not white. And so, if me as a white person finally open my fucking eyes, then that means that I have this prick inside my soul, inside my heart, that I have to address the white supremacy, not only within myself, but within my family, within my friends, within my circles. And if I've seen as a white person how they react to the people that are telling them the stuff, the truth, the reality of humanity, and if I've seen them react in hatred, in violence towards those people, there's this fear, I think, within a lot of white people that they're going to bring that same fucking energy towards me, towards white people as a collective. And it's true. Right? Like, I've been on here for almost 5 years. I've had countless death threats. I've been doxxed, been called a race traitor, been called everything in the book. I have had to come to terms with that I am going to be marked as a threat to other white people for talking about humanity, right? The bar is so fucking low. And I think other white people, we as a collective, know that when other white people are addressed and held accountable, we as a collective tend to be very fucking reactive. And so it is that fear of when I say, hey, mom or dad, the shit that you say is problematic, is violent, is dangerous. We know there'll be times where they'll, parents, family, friends will react and be like, fuck you. I don't want you to be my son or my child or my fucking friend anymore. I've had to do this personally, lay down boundaries. I've had to do this personally where I challenged family members, friends, coworkers, people around me, and they don't fucking like me for it. I don't give a shit. But I know coming into those conversations, the reality of catching a really fucking shitty reaction is high. And so I think there's some white people that genuinely think if I go correct or hold family accountable, the actual feeling is, this is going to sound fucking crazy, but the actual internal feeling is that other white person is going to kill me for simply standing up for what's right. That's how deep we are in this shit. That's how deep white supremacy, the roots are within whiteness, within white people as a collective, that I am too scared to speak up because of the fucking wrath, reaction, and violence that might come back my way from another white person towards me, which then just reinforces and outlines the problem that white people are inherently dangerous, violent, unsafe to be around, which then again further proves the point that we are not safe to people that are not white, nor are we safe to around each other. We have our ability to have conflict resolution is like at a fucking zero. Our ability to challenge each other, to push each other to grow, to try to handle, the reactions from each other. And we see, again, you see a white person get corrected by somebody in the black community, we fall apart. They internalize it as, I'm a fucking terrible person, I can never speak up again. Fine, then I'll just be quiet. I was trying to be a good guy. I was trying to do the right thing, but apparently I didn't do it the right way. Like, it's just psychotic, that reaction. Sorry, long-winded response. But I think those are some of the things that pop up when we talk about why white people are scared of other white people. Because we can fucking recognize the violence in each other while simultaneously trying to hide behind the fact that all white people think they're just good people. No, we're fucking dangerous. And until other white people, we can come together, have that conversation, be accountable, look at our ancestral damage, our fucking whitewashed history, all the violence that we have carried out and continue to carry out, not shit is going to change. I got a few of these responses to catch up on. This is very short, simple, to the point truth. I'm going to dive into it a little bit. Feel free to hit the 2X. I grew up in northern Michigan, indoctrinated into the white evangelical church from, God knows, 2, 3, 4 years old. Started out at the Baptist church, move on to non-denominational. Right? So this became my identity. By force. I was a menace all the way through school. Up through college. Was the class clown. Was an athlete. Up and through college. I was the kid that didn't give a fuck about anything, anyone. A lot of my own trauma played into this too, but I'm not going to trauma dump on here. But the point is, I grew up with no identity. Didn't know who I truly was. And so along the way, you build relationships with people that like you for who you are, those pieces that you show. You build relationships with other fucking assholes that don't give a fuck about anybody else, right? And as white men, as white people, you get close with these other people, close. Talk about being loyal. Always be there for you, bro. If you need anything, call me. Just this constant reinforcement of close relationship based on a identity that I thought everyone else wanted to see. So I learned to have relationships with other white people that had zero substance because it was not rooted in my true identity. And this is a thing, I think, for white people as a whole. Because once you start giving a shit about people, once you start caring about humanity, politics that directly impact those that are violently harmed by the system that I benefit from, they don't want nothing to do with you. So, yes, scared of not being able to drink a beer with them anymore, too afraid to cut off family ties or cut off, racist friends. That becomes a point of contention. And so then other white people are left with, do I maintain the silence? Do I maintain all the fucking fucked up jokes, perpetuation of violence through white supremacy in order to keep friends and family that have grown to love me as a person with no identity? Or do I take a stick of dynamite and blow this shit up and step into my humanity, which inevitably means loss and grief and anger and rage and sadness and confusion, a whole bunch of other feelings on the spectrum? Because stepping away from whiteness is a direct attack against everything that we grew up with, or it's perceived as an attack. And so the fucking rug gets ripped out from under you. And because once you open your eyes as a white person and see really what the fuck is going on, can't close them. So a lot of white people experience this freeze where I can see the injustice, the violence, the racism, the bigotry happening. And then they simultaneously don't want to speak out against it, don't want to ruffle feathers, don't want to lose their drinking buddies, don't want to lose their parents, don't want to lose their friends. Mind you, we're talking about basic fucking humanity. Standing up for that, talking about it, challenging friends, families, co-workers is enough for the relationships of white people to completely fall apart. And when I made the choice to walk away from whiteness and continue to walk away from it and work on walking away from it every fucking day, I lost everything. Literally everything. I had to rebuild from the ground up, oftentimes by my fucking self. Because again, we don't have community unless that community is surrounded with people that agree with carrying out violence towards people that aren't white. It's a heavy lift that a lot of white people will never be willing to do.
It might be because I'm neurodivergent, but it takes a while for me to notice certain taboos. I recently, within the past couple weeks, found another taboo topic. Specifically, white people don't really like to talk about systemic racism or really anything to do with race, period. Because the past couple weeks, I had been listening to this video series on YouTube. It's called Crash Course Black American History. And I really like it. And I've been really into it the past couple weeks to the point where I'm like, have you listened to this? Well, you should listen to it. So I was at work and it was only other white people there. That was the thing. We were talking about things that we were listening to, and I told them what I was listening to. Crash Course Black American History. Everybody should listen to it. That's the gist of what I said. I just basically said that it was really educational and people could learn a lot from it and Americans should listen to it. Immediately, the room got really silent and tense, and I was like, oh, I guess this is a topic we don't talk about? I kind of wonder if it's like maybe white people kind of want to hide the truth or like not talk about it because it'll make them feel too guilty. But from my like neurodivergent perspective, I think that these emotions aren't necessarily a bad thing and they should come up when we learn about this stuff. And the whole point is to like educate ourselves and then process whatever emotions come up however they need to in our own little, bubble. And then when we're ready to, we all get back together, every single one of us, and we collaborate and we're like, hey, we never want that to happen again. So how do all of us, take steps forward together and create something better for all of us? I feel like that's kind of like a no-duh way of thinking. And so then I bring up, and I feel like I bring it up in a socially appropriate way where it's just like, yeah, I've been listening to this. But still, like every single time I bring the topic up around white people, they get uncomfortable. It almost like frustrates me because I'm like, why is this such a taboo topic? Because even when I bring up topics like feminism or disability rights or something along those lines, it's even a little bit more accepted. I'll still be able to have normal conversation, but the moment that I bring up systemic racism, issues that we have with race, or like the history of Black Americans, all of a sudden the room gets weirdly tense and it's weird. I think we should start having uncomfortable conversations. This is important for like everybody. And I I also understand in the example that I brought up, it was at work, but still, like, I've just noticed that as a pattern in general. Like, anytime I bring it up, most white people get really uncomfortable. I just think we're ready to move past that, you know?
Oh, this is actually a pretty easy one to answer. We don't like to admit what our ancestors did or be connected to them at all, because then we'd have to do something about it. And it's such an interesting thing, because growing up as a white person in America, one of the things that you internalize as a truth is that racism is just about the worst thing there is. So to be called a racist or a white supremacist is akin to being the most evil person in the world. So I understand this from my own experience of deconstructing whiteness, and I see it all the time with other white folks who have yet to embrace the reality that to grow up in the United States as a white-bodied individual means that you have inherited white supremacy as a part of the way that you view the world. Which is why one of the first reactions and defenses that you will hear from white-bodied individuals is, how can you ascribe a negative character trait to a whole group of people and say that people are evil just because of the color of their skin? So instead of seeing white supremacist ideology as an inherited worldview, it is viewed as a negative moral characteristic that all white people have. Apart from the irony that this is exactly what our European ancestors did to Black and brown indigenous people of color, that is not at all what's being conveyed when we talk about deconstructing whiteness or healing from racism. Is it a disease? Yes. Does it perpetuate harm? Absolutely. But does it mean that you are more evil or bad than any other person of any other race in the world? No. It simply means that this is what's been passed down to us, and we get to decide whether we like that or not. So if you don't like racism, maybe when you hear these conversations, spend a little more time listening than you do being defensive. Because I promise you, if you listen long enough, you will not hear people saying you're evil because you're a white-bodied individual. You're simply being asked to notice it and to dismantle white supremacy culture.
This is Alga from this video. What started this conversation? You all remember that there was a man who actually came out here to say that black people should come, and black men should come and help them speak up, and that it's only black men that can, do the job because they cannot do the job. So from people were stitching, tagging, and all that. So black people are now asking, why is it that they think, I think they are more, okay, it's a black person that dropped the comment. I think there are more, white people are more scared of not being able to drink beer with them anymore, too afraid to cut ties with their racist family and friends. And then also, she asked this serious question: why are white people scared of their own people? I don't understand. Remember that he said that he is scared to talk to his people. He is scared to talk to his people about speaking up, because he has made video calling his people to come out and speak up, that it did not get view. Then he made video to call black people, and it got so much view. Why are they scared of calling themselves out to come and do the right thing? Like she said, they are scared of cutting ties with some people. They are scared of not drinking beer with those people. They know that they are very racist and all that. And see, one thing I love about black people, I know I saw this all the time, but this particular one, I know I tell you guys that I love you so much, but this particular thing that I love you guys with, I probably may have not been saying it all the time, but let's get into it. One thing I love black people is that they are very, they are very observant. Very, very observant. Like, I don't know, I've been seeing smart people, but I think black Americans, I don't know how they do this, right? Before you say something, they are ready. I don't know if it's, I don't know how they do it, but I don't know if I am shy to say, but I don't know how you would do it on a very serious note. Like, I might be having, let's assume I'm a white person and I am having a conversation with a black person. They are very much ready for whatever you have to say. And it looks like they know that you are going to say this, and they have the most accurate, very accurate answer for whatever you have to say. I have observed this so much. Why am I saying this? You see this thing this person said. I remember telling you people some time ago that there is this woman that said she wants to do anti-racism work and all that. She wants to speak out. She wants to be out there for Black people. So, but then she said that she does not also want her families to know that she is doing the work. She doesn't want her friends to know that she is doing the work. So she is going to block all her friends and families from her page, and also the new page she's creating, that she also doesn't want to do it with her own page, that she is going to create a new account for that course. And the first thing I ask myself is, so who are you reaching out to? If you are going to block your families that you know that they are the number one people that should hear this, because I know how crazy some of their families could be. If there is anyone to start with, should be them. But she is blocking all of them away. Then to start with who? To start with who? People she doesn't know. How is that even going to work out? It's like eye service. You do not want to do it. You just want to say it because you want to be counted out of the people that are rated deceased. It's like telling me that I did not vote for this man. I voted for Kamala Harris. That's why I need a blue bracelet to differentiate myself from other people. How am I supposed to know? So this question this person asked, it's 100% accurate. Majority of them do not want to cut ties with their racist family. They do not want to be known that they probably are a bit different, or maybe she is also still the same thing. Nothing changed about you. So when something did not change about you, how do you want to talk to your brothers, your sisters, or your parents about racism? Now let's get it. It's just like I think this is the right word to use. It's just like let's say being atheist, right? And trying to tell me that you are a Christian, that I need to convert to Christianity, right? And because your family know that you are not a Christian, you refuse to go and preach that to them, but go out to other people to tell them that you are a Christian and they should come to Christianity. This is just an example. They continue to deflate when it comes to racism, when it comes to white fragility, when it comes to white supremacy, when it comes to race, when it comes to slavery. Now, how do you want to tackle the problem of slavery? How do you want to tackle the problem of all these things that are happening? You cannot tackle all this problem if you not get to the root. Because for you to get it right, you have to start from the roots. So don't come and patronize me. Black people do not need somebody to patronize them because they are not looking for it. I don't know if this does make sense. It might make sense to only me, but yeah. Do not patronize them because they do not need you to patronize them. They already know their onion. They know what happened to them. They know their roots. They know how it happened. They can tell about it. But trying to deceive people or deceive yourself too, because you are deceiving yourself at the point of trying to make people think that you are no longer a racist or you are different from other people when you are equally the same thing. Do not patronize them. They do not need you to patronize them. I will draw the curtain here. Bye for now.